Hi guys, and welcome back to Cryptochester. I'm here today to give you a Bitcoin update. We're looking at the crypto market crashing pretty violently over the last sort of 8 hours or so. It's been quite a journey. I didn't really get involved with this massive dump that that's being promoted everywhere and that we're seeing take place right now. But there is multiple positions that I'm looking at right now. For the future, right? Because there is going to be some very, very key bounce points for crypto right now. I mean, as we're seeing for Bitcoin on the hourly already, we saw this dump down very, very rapidly. So I will be going into how fast and how much volume actually happened in this dump, because it was very, very interesting to see this happen and how fast it happened. And then we're going to be going into basically the mid-term time frame for Bitcoin, then the long term, because obviously we're all very intrigued for market structure here. We're obviously very intrigued to see how much this is going to dump, where we're going to be bouncing, where the support is going to be formed, and also Bitcoin dominance to see how that's going to be reactive to the pump as well. So these areas that we're going to be looking for, we're going to be going into deep depth as to why and where we're going to be looking for the potential bounces for this current market, and obviously market structure for Bitcoin on the macro we're going to be going through as well. Then we're going to be touching on dominance CME gaps that we're looking at. Then we're going to be doing a bit of altcoins as well, and probably just to round it off, we're going to go into some altcoins like just general TA, and we're going to be looking at certain positions that we could be looking to enter this week. Okay, so that's sort of what we're going to be looking for at the show today. So starting off with Bitcoin here on the short-term time frame. Right now, I just want to go into this massive dump and how far down we went and essentially how fast it happened. Okay, so if we're going on to the 1 minute chart, guys, the 1 minute chart, very important stuff. This is the dump that actually happened, and this happened on the 15-minute candle. You can see it was obviously, it's very, very, very big here, but you can see here on the 1 minute chart, this is how it sort of escalated. Okay, we saw multiple sell orders in a row, so probably 6 solid minute candles in a row, and we saw Bitcoin dump around sort of 2%. Okay, so it was quite a bit of a hit, and then we saw the support come through at 42,695. From that point, a bit of support got formed on the minute time frame again, but not really that solid. And then obviously we absolutely cascaded down very, very fast, guys. This is pure whale manipulation. This is smart money. This is not dumb money. This is not the retail people coming in and trading this. It's probably retail buying it up in terms of limit orders, having limit orders stacked up here, and then it just coming up straight away, basically coming down, filling all these orders, and then banging it right back up. But in terms of what we're expecting now, in terms of the live price, let's jump back to the hourly and see what we're going to be looking for. And I see Dimuth, sorry if I'm saying that wrong, in the chat, and I see on the stream there, bro. Yo to you as well. Let's look at Bitcoin. Yeah, nice to have you on the stream there, guys. If you are watching, drop your name in the chat and I'll say hello to you. All good stuff. Yeah, let's look at Bitcoin and see potential bounce areas, support and resistance that we could be looking for the next few days or so. Just going to adjust my chair because it's not very comfortable. Yeah, there we go. Right, so that's too bad. Yeah. Right, so currently priced at around 42,181. What we're seeing now, guys, after this huge dump around sort of 7 or 8 hours ago, you can see the, as I said, dumb and smart money basically bought this up, and now we're sort of, usually after seeing a massive dump, what we do see is this is smart money, and then the dumb money sort of comes in and has the continuation of that dump. Okay, and that's sort of what we are seeing here for Bitcoin. Okay, we lost the 200 EMA on the hourly, 200 SMA on the hourly, basically lost that, completely crashed down, and now we're seeing a bit of stability. We're seeing a bit of stability in the market. It's not huge stability, but a bit of stability nonetheless. So what does this mean for Bitcoin? Let's see if we can get some sort of chart pattern here for potential scalps, for potential directional moves that we could be looking for. So in terms of trend lines, okay, guys, I would be looking at something along the lines of this. You can see we do have probably a descending triangle. Okay, descending triangles, guys, they tend to usually break to the downside, especially after a huge dump here. So the break point of support to be looking out for there is going to be around 41,717. Do I think this dump is over? Unfortunately, guys, I don't. Okay, and I will go into the reasoning as to why I don't think this dump is over on the macro time frames very, very shortly. But I don't think this dump is over, and I think there is more to be had. Okay, we're obviously seeing the western side of the world slowly start to wake up now to see this massive dump here. So we'd like to see a bit more of a sell-off, okay? We'd like to see a bit more of a sell-off. Do I think we're going to be coming down to horrific 30k, 20k levels? No, I don't. I really don't. With all the ETFs, with all some really strong fundamentals in the air right now for crypto, it's looking really, really good. So I don't expect us to basically fall off a cliff and die here. I do think we probably will see some downside, see some correctional moves get put in on the macro market structure, and then we will see basically corrections. Okay, that's sort of what I'm looking for. But yeah, this is sort of what I'm looking for here on the short-term time frame here for Bitcoin. Let's jump to the volume weighted ATR bands very quickly, because this is very, very important, guys. Because the support I was just talking about here, currently coming down at around 41,700. This is actually very interesting, because we are riding the volume weighted ATR band here on the 60-minute. You can see we've been trying to hold this for support for so long now. Well, ever since this dump happened around 7 hours ago, we've been trying to hold this for support, and we've been playing with the 15-minute volume weighted ATR band as well. We've just found support on this 15-minute volume weighted ATR band, so this is an inclination that we're going to be coming up to the 30-minute. The 30-minute is currently priced, I mean, it is on a pretty heavy decline right now. It's priced near enough just about the same sort of price as the 21 EMA, exponential moving average, guys. So that is currently around 42,200. So for a short-term move, probably looking at around $100. There's probably $100 to the upside to see us come up, test this area, and then probably have some continuation to the downside here on the micro time frames here for Bitcoin. And then I would expect to test this candle body close low here on the hourly, which is currently sat at around 41,700. So some very, very key areas to be looking out for there for Bitcoin. And one thing that I do want to say, guys, if we do lose this 15-minute or the 60-minute volume weighted ATR band, there's very, very strong levels below us that we need to be looking out for here on the macro. We will get to the macro, guys. Just going to be covering the micro for now, and then we'll be going a bit more in depth as to what we could be looking at here. Now, let's look at the 4-hour time frame. You can see, guys, it does look a bit messy. So let me get rid of some of these indicators. Let me get rid of these for a second. As you can see, guys, the main levels of support that we've got plotted in here are just plotted in as so. Looks quite messy at this point in time, but you can see this is the chart pattern that we were referencing, guys. This is the chart pattern that we were referencing, and the one that we've been referencing on X for quite a while here, as to where we potentially think Bitcoin could be landing and going in terms of referencing this giant market structure that we're still in, okay? So it's a very, very important level here, and we did test this level of support at around 41,000 most recently in this dump. Do I think that we're gonna hold strong here and bang it to the moon? Nope, no, I don't. I do think we need more of a congruent test in this area, guys. And the congruent test that I'm on about is going to be around 41,100 if we do see us come down. The support level is still here. Okay, it is still here. It's very strong around 41,000, 41,008. And obviously, we're going to have this low put in here, which is going to be potentially the new higher low market structure, which we will go into on the macro very, very shortly there. And that's currently priced at around 40,000. Now, let's get into this a bit more, because I do kind of want to delete these. They're a bit messy. But the reason why I had these, it was take profits for the measure move coming up. But obviously, they are valid levels of support here, guys. So let's bring up some indicators and let's see what we're looking at here. We could be looking at something very simple as to a head and shoulders pattern, guys. I mean, these are very, very common here for something like this. Yeah, something like this, something along the lines of that. We could go along like that. Left shoulder coming up, head being formed. Probably right shoulder, yeah, something along like, oh god, here we go. So we've gone to pot here. You can see something along the lines of that, right, guys? And that's going to be like some sort of head and shoulders pattern. If that is going to play out, we can be looking for price targets potentially a lot lower, okay? And that does bring me on to CME gaps, guys, because obviously we are Monday here. We have created the gap over the weekend, and usually we do fill CME gaps. But let's reference last week's gap, because last week's gap we didn't actually fill it, guys. We didn't fill it, and we didn't fill it, and it was pretty bad, okay? So that basically is an inclination that we are going to be coming down to these $40,000 areas to basically fill this point. I was expecting us to actually smash through this and then bounce a bit more, and this is why I do think there's a bit more downside to be had, because this CME gap hasn't been filled, and having so much momentum to the upside here, it's cool. We're clashing with all the gifts here. It's not good. How they line up like that. You can see this with this CME gap here, guys. We need to actually, well, we don't need to fill it, but the likelihood of us filling it is quite high, considering the upwards momentum that we have had for Bitcoin without a significant pullback. Okay, the significant pullback that I'm looking for here, and that we have been basically referencing for a couple of weeks now, is this higher low market structure down at around 25,000, guys. And the reasoning for this is, let's get rid of a few indicators for a second, because I really want to show you guys this market structure. So you can see we've obviously got the low. We've got the lower low for Bitcoin coming through from here. We've obviously come up, we've broken this lower high. So this is going to be the new high of this bullish uptrend, okay? Now from there, we've got the higher low at this point, because solely we've broken this high after setting this low. Okay, so this actually confirms this higher low. Coming up again, guys, we break the high. The highest point here is significant pullback to this zone here, excuse me, before breaking this high again. Okay, and the breaking of the high, I will reiterate, guys, the breaking of this high after this higher low, this confirms the higher low. Okay, so this is the confirmed higher low. Moving on to the next point of market structure for Bitcoin was this massive pullback again. This is the next higher low, and obviously we confirm that by breaking this high. Okay, we're breaking this high. Hopefully this is making sense to you guys. Very, very important for market structure and for us to be holding this up, guys. So this is the most recent higher low for Bitcoin. Okay, this is sat at 25,000. Really bad. Okay, so if we do come down to 25k for Bitcoin, I don't think we will, but at this point in time, this is the most recent higher low for reference. Okay, it really is. This is the point. So even if we come down and we smash it down to these levels here, down to 25, 28, it's still bullish. Okay, it's still in a bullish market structure. We're still in this lovely, lovely bull run, guys. That's absolutely fine if that happens. Okay, for me, it's just buying areas. We're gonna be buying the hell out of this asset and the hell out of all altcoins while this is absolutely crashing. Right, very, very important stuff. Now, what I do want to go into now for Bitcoin is more of the macro timeframes, more of the macro bounce areas that I'm looking for here, because you can see straight away with this massive dump, where do we bounce? Okay, yes, we came down to around 40,600, but the bounce point is so clear and so obvious here, guys. You can see 21 EMA, very strong. I know it's quite color intrusive with my drawing being yellow as well as the EMA, but you can see bounce point, bounce point, bounce point, bounce point yet again. Do I think we're going to be holding this as a level of support? Probably not. Okay, when you bounce on something and you test this level of support continuously, the likelihood of the support actually breaking, it increases the more times you test it, right? Okay, so in terms of a breakpoint for support and the confirmation for more solid downside, it will be losing this 21 EMA. Okay, is this going to happen in the next day or so? Pretty hard to tell right now, guys, because obviously this is a very, very volatile dump. It happened very, very fast, and we're sort of just seeing dumb money reacting to that. I mean, we said at the start of the stream, we're looking for some upside right now. Just banged it up to the volume weighted ATR on the 30-minute, and the likelihood of us having more downside here to come down and test these areas is very likely. So that's sort of what I would be expecting here for the short-term time frame here for Bitcoin, because again, we do have descending triangle coming through on the short-term time frame, and that technically means continuation to the downside. Okay, so very important levels to be looking out for there. But back to the macro for now, because I want to be talking about the volume weighted ATR band, guys, on the daily. Okay, the volume weighted ATR band on the daily. And yeah, I see Dimuth in the chat. If you're watching, guys, make sure you drop a hello in the chat and I can say hello to you. And also, what do you think Bitcoin is going to be doing? Do you agree with my TA? Do you not? Let me know in the chat. Could I get a 1 in the chat if you think we're bullish right now, or a 2 in the chat if you think we're bearish and we're going to be absolutely slamming it down to the floor? It'd be very interesting to see what you guys are thinking in the audience there. So while you guys are doing that, I'm going to be going through and looking at the volume weighted ATR band on the daily, because this is a very, very important, crucial bounce point, guys. I can't stress this enough. This is the most crucial bounce point for Bitcoin, and I'm going to be making this very, very more visually appealing for you guys, because it's got to be perfect. Okay, I want you guys to really understand this. So let's just jump to the chart properly here and let's look, because you can see the volume weighted ATR band I'm referring to, guys, is this giant red band here, essentially. Okay, so every time that we clear this with solid momentum, okay, every time we clear this with solid momentum, we bounce off it and we see a really nice move. Okay, the move can be as much as 10%. Okay, it can be really, really strong. So this is sort of the move that I'm looking for. Now let's do some proof, essentially, for the bounce point for this level of support, and it's pretty solid. Okay, you can see massive move to the upside from there, from that bounce of support from the heavy momentum to the upside, and you come down for that first solid test, okay? So this is what I'm looking for here. You can see we did ride it up, but we're looking for really this first bounce, okay? That's the strategy here. So you can see we broke to the upside, not very strong momentum, okay? So it just acted as resistance, but you can see the candle break on there, very, very, very strong, okay? So let's look at previous price action again for this. Massive momentum to the upside on this break. Very, very, very strong here. Come down. First test, what happens on the first test? You see a really nice bounce, okay? Around another 9.5% again. So let's go back in history again, guys, and let's see where we broke. You can see we broke. Not the most momentum in the world, but you can see we rode that up. We found support. Now let's look at the first test. I mean, you could say that's the first test. Didn't quite get there, but you can see, okay, here's the first test. So the first test on the level of support, again, another 10% move to the upside, guys. So you can see how reliable this is, okay? Not that much momentum to the upside breaking this, so that's not essentially valid. So let's move across to the lower term time frames. The next point where we can see coming up again, really, really strong, finding that support. Not the biggest move to the upside, but you can see nice big test to the downside again. Massive, massive bounce. What percentage is that worth? 32%, okay? So you can see here, guys, the support that this volume-weighted ATR band actually forms, okay? And why I'm really getting excited about this is because there's many, many, many things that are telling us that we're going to be needing a pullback, okay? What were we saying a minute ago, guys? We were saying that higher-low market structure, very, very, very strong at 25,000. We need a significant pullback coming through, and what better to pull back to than the 0.68 Fibonacci retracement bad boy, okay? We're talking about the all-time high for Bitcoin coming down to the swing low of this bear market. Fibonacci all the way down that bad boy, and then the point that we're looking out for there. Obviously, guys, we've crossed the 0.5. We've crossed the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement, and that essentially means the confirmation of the reversal of the trend is there. It's solid. It's very, very bullish, okay? But we haven't set that significant higher low just yet, okay? So the higher low that I'm really looking to set here is going to be this volume-weighted ATR band coming up over the next sort of week or so, okay? The next sort of week or so. Currently, is it 11th? Yeah, the 11th of December. So if we can get this up to this Fibonacci retracement by, I mean, I hate to say Christmas Day, by around Christmas Day, then we could see Bitcoin basically slow down trend from now. And obviously, there is still bullish momentum in the air for Bitcoin with all the ETFs and stuff like that. So obviously it is still looking bullish, but what I would say, guys, if we do actually come down to this level with the volume-weighted ATR band, you've got the Fibonacci, you've got the volume-weighted ATR band, as I was going into a second ago, you've got the market structure that needs to be created here for that higher low. There's going to be the biggest and best bounce position for Bitcoin to be looking out for, and it's going to be around this area, okay, guys? So in terms of a price for that, currently the volume-weighted ATR band on the daily is currently sat around 36.3. Okay, I want to see us come a bit higher. I think we've got another one, maybe. No, don't know where that's from, at 37. It'll be on one of the time frames. It'll be on one of the time frames. The weekly is still really, really high, guys. But at the moment, we're referencing the daily because that's the TA that we went into. And that's the bounce point I'm looking for, okay, just to reiterate. So let's talk Bitcoin dominance, okay? We were talking about Bitcoin dominance pretty much all of last week and how very important this is, guys. And you can see right now, it's actually really quite surprising, guys, because Bitcoin dominance has come down over the last sort of 5 days, which is bullish for altcoins, okay? It means altcoins are essentially going to be moving on their own here. And unfortunately, we have seen altcoins absolutely get wrecked, okay? I'm talking absolutely annihilated from this Bitcoin move to the downside. I mean, coins like BTC, BitTorrent, they're just doing their own thing right now, okay? And Injective Protocol, obviously a really good layer 1 blockchain coming up. I do have really high hopes for that coin. Should definitely not be overlooked. But yeah, few altcoins doing well, but overall, altcoins are looking pretty terrible due to, I thought it would be Bitcoin dominance basically taking control here. Obviously, we have seen this come down, so the control isn't as prominent right now, but it is still looking like we're going to get support on this area, okay? If we do get support on this area for Bitcoin dominance, then please expect whatever Bitcoin is going to be doing here, that altcoins will be doing the same thing, okay? They tend to won't move on their own. But yeah, CME gaps as well, guys. Just want to cover that again very, very quickly. We do have a CME gap currently sat at 39.2 to 40,000 there. If we're looking at the volume-weighted ATR band on the daily here for Bitcoin, you can see if we were to come down and set this market structure area, then 38,000 is the Fibonacci, and that does mean that we're going to fill this CME gap. Okay, so that's sort of what we're looking for here for this move to the downside here. And hey, it's absolutely fine if this happens over the next week or so, because if we are going to be looking at Bitcoin here on the weekly chart, this is we need downside, guys. We need downside. Look at how parabolic this is right now. It's actually scary. We can't have a chart looking like this. It's just not healthy. It's really not healthy for market structure. When you see parabolic motion like so, I'm sure a lot of guys that are watching the channel every single day here, you obviously you do know my analogy that I use quite a lot. You can't climb Mount Everest here without stopping at base camp 1. Okay, we know that. You can't climb Mount Everest without stopping at base camp 1. If you stop at base camp 1, you get some food, you get some water, you get enough energy to see momentum continue. Okay, then you can try for base camp 2 and you can complete the mountain. Okay, if you're parabolic riding this wave all the way up like so, and you're not stopping for water, you're not stopping for breaks, you're gonna get wrecked. You're gonna die. You can't climb the mountain without breaks. Okay, so what we're looking for here in terms of a break is base camp 1, and that's going to be consolidation or rest time. Okay, and that's pullback. That's market structure pullback. Okay, and again, guys, these areas very, very strong. 36.3 is the current daily volume weighted ATR band. 37,000 and 38,000 as well, guys. These areas are very, very strong, and obviously Fibonacci retracement at 38.8. Very important levels, guys. So yeah, that's what I would say about Bitcoin, guys. That's sort of my TA on Bitcoin at the moment. I mean, we could be looking at Crypto Quant, great website here. You can see long liquidations got absolutely annihilated. Okay, absolutely annihilated today. But I did see something on X actually that people are continuously opening longs at this point in time, which is obviously very bullish. Okay, so people are still bullish on Bitcoin. Don't lose your mind because we've had a little dip. Do I think there's gonna be more downside? Absolutely. Do I think we need to consolidate first? Yes. Okay, what would be the worst scenario right now? Probably, okay, the worst scenario is actually probably upside in my opinion, guys. If we come all the way up to 50k, for example, the 0.78 Fibonacci retracement, if we come up to that area and we don't find stability in terms of like support or consolidation, the moment that we get an update from these ETFs, if it's declined for some reason, it's going to be absolute turmoil. We will see a black swan event coming through because the amount of people are buying this asset or buying these assets, buying crypto on pure hopium, pure FOMO for this potential ETF move. It's getting ridiculous. Okay, it's getting absolutely ridiculous. So we need to be looking out for these areas to basically not get slammed, and we need support to be forming. Just something along this is what I would like to see. Okay, this is what I would like to see. Obviously, we've come up. We've seen a very, very nice move to the upside. We've seen some fairly sideways and downside weeks coming through. Some bearish weeks. We've seen obviously literally 8 bullish weeks in a row now, guys. We've seen 8 bullish weeks in a row. It's been really quite crazy for crypto. We've seen a lot of new eyes coming in, which is great. But we need stability again. We need stability. And unfortunately, what I'm seeing here for this candle right now to dump at this stage in the weekly candle, 6 hours and 6 days and 16 hours left of this candle, right? If we've dumped and we've set this low in, then we've obviously got room for growth over the next sort of 5-6 days, okay? So that's sort of something to take into consideration as well. But yeah, let's call it a day with Bitcoin, guys. Let's call it a day with Bitcoin. Trade-wise, not looking that great to trade Bitcoin right now, so I'm going to be trading more altcoins for the moment. And let's do some of that together, okay? So if you've got some altcoin requests, get your altcoin requests in the chat now, guys, and I will get to them as quickly as possible, right? Is my mic very strong? Doesn't look very strong on the stream. So if you guys could let me know if you can hear me all right, that'd be great. But yeah, let's look at Ethereum to start off with, okay? Because this is very important, guys. Very, very important areas for Ethereum. I know Ethereum's been looking really, really bullish. Obviously, Bitcoin dominance is coming down a bit as well, which is obviously bullish for Ethereum. Key areas have been broken recently in terms of levels of resistance. Really, really strong stuff for Ethereum. Obviously, this pullback, it's pretty relative right now. Again, we could be seeing another head and shoulders sort of scenario coming through if this is going to happen. Don't think so, not for Ethereum. I think Ethereum's going to be very, very bullish in the next sort of couple of weeks or so. And obviously we do have the volume weighted ATR band on the daily and the 12-hour coming up for support. Very, very strong stuff. So yeah, that's what I would be looking at for Ethereum. In terms of market structure, in terms of chart patterns, I'm going to get rid of a few indicators because it's pretty messy. Yeah, so what we're looking at here, you can see obviously upwards momentum. Okay, it's obviously very, very bullish. You can see we do have this upward sloping parallel channel, guys. Let's look at support. You can see the support coming through here. You can see support here. You can see support. And you can see we've just tested that support again. Did we break to the downside? No, we did not. Does this mean we're going to break to the downside? It might. So what we're looking for here, because obviously it is an upward sloping parallel channel, guys. Upward sloping parallel channels, they actually tend to usually break to the downside, okay? Just trying to make that a bit more sexy and lined up. Yeah, you can see this, it's an upward sloping parallel channel, guys. Upward sloping parallel channels usually mean a pullback, okay? Usually mean a pullback for Ethereum. So the area that you want to be looking out for here for a potential short is going to be the break of this level of support that I was just talking about, okay? You can see tests of support. If we break this support, there's going to be a nice move to the downside. How big is that move, you ask me? How big is that move? The move is going to look something along the lines of this. This is going to be the measure move to the downside, obviously depending on where we're going to break for Ethereum here. And what percentage is that going to be worth? It's going to be worth around 10%. Obviously, again, guys, depending on where we're going to be moving, okay? Depending on where we're going to be breaking along this trend line out of this chart pattern. But this is a bearish chart pattern, guys, so please be aware if we lose this level of support, the likelihood of us having continuation to the downside here is fairly likely, okay? In terms of market structure for Ethereum right now, it's looking pretty goddamn good, okay? It's looking pretty goddamn good. We obviously have seen huge levels get tested. The right word? Get tested. Probably get smashed, actually. Yeah, get smashed here because you can see the support on the lower side. Market structure wise, obviously we've got higher lows coming through. We've got higher lows again coming through. The reason why these are higher lows, guys, is because we've broken this high. Okay, so this is the higher low market structure at around 1466. Do we have any more right now? I mean, if you're going micro time frames, probably around 19.3, 19.2. That would be a good area for Ethereum to be holding out. So let's bang one in there. That's going to be a higher low structure for Ethereum. And again, the most recent point for this chart pattern is going to be sat at probably this high, okay? And you can see the support that we did actually form from this resistance zone previously at 2,140, okay? So you can see that point is very, very strong. So if we are looking for basic support levels for Ethereum to be holding out here, guys, very, very important, it is going to be along this upside, along this trend line to the upside here. Very, very strong stuff. Now, trading. Let's look at potentially trading Ethereum. You can see the uncertainty in this market structure right now, this micro market structure over the last sort of 7 hours or so. It's been really quite uncertain, okay? Could we do parallel channel? Yeah, we could do a parallel channel, so let's get rid of that for now. Let's do a parallel channel and let's look at the possibility for a parallel channel breakout here. I kind of want to do... Nah, we'll leave it at that. Parallel channel breakout here is going to be... It's going to be quite a small move for Ethereum to the downside. It could be something along the lines of this. And obviously, guys, parallel channels, they break either way. And we will be bringing in a lot more resources to be looking at this potential trade here. So if you're looking at moves to the upside and downside, you're looking at around 1% to the upside, and obviously same. It is a parallel channel. It's going to be worth around 1% to the downside as well. So the break that I'm sort of eyeing up here is going to be something along the lines of this. It's not going to be a huge move, guys. I'm just weighing up a little scalp here. It's going to be something along the lines of this in terms of staggering your take profits. We know the score. We know what to do here. If you basically stagger your take profits. You take your position and you split it up into 4 potential take profits. 25% equity at each take profit you take out. Once you hit your first take profit, you move your stop loss to your entry point. And that way, it's a risk-free trade. It's a risk-free position. You're not risking anything because you've already hit your first take profit. Once you hit that, stop loss is now at your entry. If you get reversed on, hey, so what? You've already made money. You've already made whatever percentage it is on 25% of your equity. Yes, it's not huge profit, but it keeps you safe, guys. It keeps you safe. It's all about risk reward here. You've got to be keeping yourself safe in these positions. Otherwise, the whales are going to come in and they're just going to manipulate the hell out of the chart, and you're going to get wrecked. Simple as that. Simple as that. So yeah, I like to do this, staggering my TPs as we go here. using other levels of support and resistance as we go. So let's bring in volume weighted ATR bands, guys. Very important stuff here. You've got the daily one coming up. I mean, that's currently around 22.14, so that already wrecks this position here. And I would actually be loving the idea for a long off this volume weighted ATR band, which we could look at on the daily in a second on the macro for Ethereum. I'm not... I will entertain the idea of looking at that. I'm happy with that. And obviously, we've got the 12-hour coming up as well. If these two can collide together and consolidate together, because you can see over the past sort of month or so, they are gradually getting together, right? These aren't like MAs, guys. If you get a crossover for these, it doesn't really mean anything. But if they come together, they form a very strong level of support again. So you can see previously we obviously came down and tested recently in the most recent dump. But if these guys are together, the support that this forms is what's the word? It's pretty solid, right? It's very solid. You can count on it. Okay, so this would be the move to the downside. Again, volume weighted ATR bands looking for probably a nice move from them. So this is probably going to be lining up as a trap if this doesn't happen in the next sort of 4 hours or so. And the lowest I probably would go is going to be 22.1 here. So that move will probably be worth around 0.68%, right? If we're talking to the upside, guys, if we're talking upside for Ethereum right now, ideally what I do want to test these volume weighted ATR bands again. If we test these, then I would just be putting in a straight up long, probably a nice wide 1-to-1 position, probably looking something along the lines of this. Probably up to the 4 hour, giving it a nice bit of breathing room. Obviously just going off the bat here, guys, so you can see probably just something along the lines of that, right? You can see volume weighted ATR bands coming together very strong. We know that's a good level of support. So let's jump to the macro and let's see how these are acting as level of support. I'm gonna get rid of everything for a second. How these are acting together as levels of support. Okay, so you can see here we came up very strong, testing the daily volume weighted ATR band there. Heavy resistance, and then we tested the 4 hour, got a nice bounce off that, very nice bounce in support. Okay, so that's a very good sign for the 4 hour, and again a lovely bounce off the 12 hour. And this is sort of what we're playing with here, guys, in terms of the volume weighted ATR bands, the volume weighted average true range bands, guys. They're very strong for just pure resistance and pure support when we find them. Okay, and just really clean bounces, really clean bounces. Not really sure how much that's going to be worth there, but you can see the bounce, nice 3.5% there. So yeah, these are very strong. So I would be looking for, and obviously they're coming together here on the longer term time frames as well. So the bounces are just they're pretty good. Okay, especially with these big ones, the daily and the 12 hour. Okay, so you can see massive resistance, and this is where the 4 hour and the 12 hour come. The 4 hour and the daily come together. The resistance move off that is very heavy. Okay. Again, riding that daily, very strong. 12 hour in there as well, banging it up. 4 hour holding resistance, okay? So this is a very key area for Ethereum right now as to the fact that we're coming down to these volume weighted ATR bands and we're testing them right at this second, okay? So if we get a daily candle body close above, where is it? Come on. Above around 22222, love the number. That's sort of the area that I would be looking for a lovely long trade all the way up to the 4 hour volume weighted ATR band, okay? And that would be probably a 1-to-1, okay, just to be safe. Nice 1-to-1, risk reward, flip a coin, likely to go our way. We've got the data, we've got the analysis. It's looking really good from that point, okay? So that's what I would say about Ethereum, guys. If you've got any requests, let me know in the chat and I will do some altcoin requests for you. If not, I'm going to be moving on to probably AVAX. I want to look at AVAX. Have we got background music today? Yes, we do. Good stuff. Good stuff. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And guys, if you want to join the Telegram group, we do have a link in the description, I do believe. We have a nice tight knit community there as well. We talk trading quite a lot. We've also got well, I've also got my Twitter as well. I talk trading on there, my next positions, what I think is going to be happening, areas to be looking out for there as well. So yeah, it's a couple of things on there. If you guys want to jump to my Twitter handle is cryptochesterg, all good stuff. And yeah, we do altcoin updates every day now. We're going to be, well, Monday to Friday. We're going to be banging out some altcoin updates after this stream. Yeah, make sure you tune in for that. Notifications on, all of that good stuff. Got a little subscribe thing for that. Good. But yeah, let's move on to AVAX, guys. Let's move on to AVAX. Now, AVAX is quite interesting, right? Because we've obviously seen a very bullish. It's been very bullish over the last sort of, I mean, looking at the daily, last week was just absolutely explosive here for AVAX, and I did cover it on a video to go into more detail of how high this could be going in a bull market. So make sure you guys check that out. And just quickly, you know, we're referencing the volume weighted ATR band on the 12-hour and the daily. Look at this. How lovely that is. Bang, bang, bang. Very strong momentum there. So this is why we are looking for these two bad boys together, finding that level of support. Okay, so that's referencing Ethereum again, guys. Now, in terms of AVAX, let's get to the weekly and let's see what we're sort of looking at here. I mean, just looking at market structure, we did go into this last week. I will go into it again here. Your sound is very low. I did think it was low. Damn it. Maybe I can fix this. Hold on. Let me try and fix this, guys. 1 second. And I can turn it up from there. Maybe that helps. Hello. No, that's still really low. Testing. That's a lot better, isn't it? Yeah, that's definitely better. Let me know, Mel G, in the chat if that's better. I'll try and get closer to my mic as well. This reminds me of about 2 years ago, I started streaming, right? And I actually started the stream and I streamed for like an hour, and I had it muted. I had the stream muted for like the whole time. So yeah, it was pretty embarrassing, but yeah, no one told me. Yeah, a lot better, guys. A lot better in the volume area, right? Into the mic now. Hopefully you can't hear me like doing that stuff. So yeah, that's what I try and avoid. But clearly it was too low, so apologies for that. But yeah, let's carry on with some altcoins, guys. Make sure you get some altcoin requests in the chat, and I will I'll get to them as soon as possible. Let's talk market structure for AVAX right now, because obviously we have broke the high, and we want to talk. We want to be seeing how we can be continuing with this bullish momentum. Okay, so you can see the low that we've got plotted in here for this point, and that's back in October for the bear market for AVAX, and that's basically priced at around $8.60. Yeah, $8.63, and from there we've obviously got highs and high lows being broken. The high lows that I'm talking about here, guys, it's 11.55, 15.52, and 18.95. This is the bullish market structure that we're respecting right now. You can see we haven't really had that. I mean, you could call this a significant pullback, which I mean, yeah, I probably would actually. This is going to be the next significant pullback from this area, from this current move to the upside, if I can get my tools right. But unfortunately, we haven't broke this high yet, guys. So we haven't broke this high, so this isn't confirmed. Okay, it's not confirmed just yet. But in terms of market structure, this is going to be the next higher low that we could be looking for. The confirmation that we need to confirm this as a higher low is to break this high, guys. We need to break the high, and then we actually confirm this as a higher low. And that basically means if we come down to this area again and we lose it, okay, if we lose it in terms of support, then it's very likely that we do see the trend reverse. Trend reversal is on the cards if that does happen. Okay, so it's very crucial that we do hold this area, especially if we break this high. Okay, now if we dump down and we keep dumping down, even if we're down here, guys, this is absolutely fine. We're still in a bullish market. It's still looking really good because we've got the higher low, which is down here. Okay, the higher low down at 18.95 for AVAX. It's still looking really bullish. But again, guys, just to reiterate, very parabolic. Okay, very parabolic. We know the analogy. We covered it at the start of the stream. You can't climb Mount Everest without stopping at base camp 1, okay, because you're going to run out of food, you're going to run out of air, you're going to die. You need to basically rest. We need to consolidate in this area before trying to go to the top of the mountain. Okay, so consolidation is needed, pullback is needed, solid market structure is needed, because if you try to go to the top of the mountain, you're likely to die without food. Okay, and that means you're going to obviously crash down. Okay, we don't want that. We do not want that. Okay, key areas for AVAX that I do want to be talking about, guys, is this volume weighted CTR band on the 3-day. This area, we know how strong the daily and the 12-hour volume weighted average true range is. You can see massive support, even bigger support as the 12-hour and the daily come together. So these areas need to be respected. Resistance off the volume weighted CTR band on the 3-day. I don't know if we're going to get the data. No, we're not going to get the data on this one. Maybe we could flip over to Bitcoin quickly and see if we can get the data on that chart. Yeah, so you can see volume weighted ATR on the 3-day, guys. This is just an example of how strong this can be. You can see we came up to test it for the first time, maybe for Bitcoin. Let's see. Probably actually have a bit more data on this. Yeah, we actually got a bit more data, which we will go into in a second. But you can see the first time coming up to test this in a while, you do see that resistance play out, okay? Very, very strong resistance, especially after really, really, really strong bullish momentum, okay? So this is the reason why that we're looking to... that we're basically looking to find resistance on AVAX, guys. So flicking back to AVAX quickly on this zone, you can see that the 3-day volume-weighted ATR and volume-weighted average true range is coming up, okay? When we get to this area, we're likely to see a massive pullback. And again, talking market structure, guys, if the market structure higher low that we haven't confirmed yet, just to reiterate, is going to be at $31.58, then a pullback something along the lines of that is probably quite likely, okay? Probably quite likely. Can we short down from this volume-weighted ATR then? Yes, we can. Absolutely we can, because it's completely overextended, okay? When you see parabolic motion like this, and you see a really nice solid indicator to the top side that's pretty much guaranteed to give you resistance, even if it is going to be like a 4 or 5% move. I mean, it looks a hell of a lot more than that. But even if you are guaranteed a 4 or 5% move, why are we not going to be taking advantage of that? Of course we will, right? So that's what I would say about AVAX right now, guys. Pullback is needed. I see Alistair, nice little donation there. Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. It's like basically buying me a beer in the pub. Do appreciate it. You wanted me to do a bit of ADA, Alistair? Yeah, let me get to that, and then I'll be doing a bit of Casper for John. Good stuff. Dimove says, I think I watched your first one, mate. I'm not sure. Maybe the maybe analysis that I did. I've been doing altcoin videos like crazy for most of last week, guys. So yeah, it's probably that you're referring to, Dimouth. If I'm wrong, then please let me know. Let's look at ADA, because ADA is obviously we saw a really, really nice pop to the end of the week, and I missed this, guys. I was really annoyed. Obviously, my spot bags, they started to do well, and I was like, okay, ADA is coming up. But the community, the CC gang on Telegram, they know, they've been following for like a couple years now. They know that I'm very bullish on ADA and all the things that they've been doing. They've got they're building basically a lot of market structure over in Africa, which is really, really good. And or economic structure, sorry. So yeah, very bullish on ADA overall, and I do think we're going to see huge figures for ADA in the future, in the next bull run. So very, very bullish on that front. But let's talk market structure. Let's talk where we are right now, and let's see if we can get some sort of price prediction of pullbacks in areas that we can be looking for here. I deleted a lot of my TA, guys, so I could do it live on stream for you. Let's talk. Let's get some market structure put in for ADA here. And we'll take this as the lower low for ADA. Lowest point of the bear market at this point in time, guys, is all the way down at 21 cents. God damn, that's cheap. 21 cents for I mean, for your first ever stream. Oh, crazy, man. crazy. Been here a long time, then. Been here a long time, bro. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. So yeah, lower low coming down, and then let's get some higher lows drawn in. So let's talk higher lows, guys. So the next lowest point would be here, and you can see this is obviously the high that we were trying to set. This would be the next lower high. So I would say, obviously, we did break this in terms of resistance to the top side here. So this is going to be the confirmed higher low. Very, very important for market structure to get these right. If you don't get these right, you don't know the areas that you're looking for. Now you can see obviously massive parabolic motion, massive pullback from this higher high getting broke here. So let's get that plotted in, that higher high getting plotted in there, and then you're coming down, you're testing this low, very strong at 33 cents 90, and from there you break the high again. Very good. So this is going to be a higher low market structure point to be looking out for there as well. So let's get that drawn in. Very good. Very good. And now you see from that point, we come up, we break the high, really strong. No real significant pullback. I mean, you could line it up probably at 34.88. You could line that up. I mean, I like to sort of one-in-one sort of facility, but we are on the macro, right? So it's absolutely fine to be doing that. So in terms of points to be looking out for there for ADA, I'm going to be banging in that for resistance. Clearly, you can see massive resistance from this zone. Very easy stuff here. No significant pullback from this area that we have seen. Maybe put one in there, because you can see we broke the high from that area, but it is still yeah, I don't like it. It's not very clean, guys. And this is obviously it is to your own opinion here as well, because you break the high. This is what happens. You break the high, and then you essentially have a significant pullback, and that pullback is that low. And then to basically make a new higher low, you need to break this high again, okay? And the low point that we have seen from that is actually, yeah, it's here. It's this point here. This is the low. So this is the higher low market structure point that we need to be referencing right now for ADA. So let's look at ADA's price. Obviously, we've soared towards the end of last week. Really, really, really bullish there. And in terms of the market structure higher low, we're 37.95% away from that. It's not good. That is not good. That's a lot of room for downside, okay? And that will bring the price down to around 34 cents and 77. Now, that is on the basis that we don't break this current high, okay? That's on the basis that we don't break this current high, because if we do break this current high, then this is going to be the market structure higher low that we can reference for the continuation for this bullish uptrend, okay? If we lose that, okay, if we lose this after breaking this high, this is not confirmed yet, guys. This is not confirmed yet, okay? So we're still bullish. If we come down to here, absolutely, we're still bullish. Absolutely fine. If we break this high and then come down and break this essential higher low, then we're bearish, okay? This is basically the confirmation of the reversal of the trend. Now, very important stuff, because we've got the volume weighted ATR bands, guys, coming up. Very, very strong, fellas. We know how beefy boy these guys hit the gym, okay? Volume weighted ATR band on the 12 hours. 12-hour and the daily. These are coming up, okay? These are creeping up. Really, really nice stuff. If nice little dip there on the chart, live, good stuff. If we find support on these, which the likelihood that we will is very, very strong, we need to be we will still be bullish, right? And this is basically what I'm looking for the continuation of this uptrend for ADA. If we're looking for a scalp, if we're looking to basically scalp ADA right now, we're looking for a nice little trade, what would I be looking for? I mean, just looking at the chart and letting it talk to me, I'd be saying bull flag. I would be saying bull flag, and that would look something along the lines of this, guys. You can see very, very strong uptrend, downwards sloping parallel channel at the top of the uptrend usually means continuation in a bull flag momentum, bull flag bullish chart pattern, right? So the move that we could be looking for over the next sort of day, couple of days or so for ADA is going to be looking something along the lines of this, okay? So we like to do, because it's a parallel channel, a lot of people will do measure moves like this, or they'll do measure moves like this, depending on the lowest point and the highest point of that basically micro uptrend, right? So at the moment, we're looking for a point like this. This is the move, but in reality, we want to be doing the most recent uptrend, okay? That's the most reliable data that we're going to get there. So for ease of use, ease of example, that's the right terminology, then I would be doing something along the lines of this right now, okay? So the break point that we're looking for is going to be here, guys, around 59 cents there, 59.86, and then riding that wave all the way up. Ideally, guys, again, we do want to break this high. We do want this to be the most recent higher low. That's sort of what we're looking for here for ADA. In terms of percentages there, guys, around 8.07% is on the table. Very, very nice, very, very clean. Now you're probably asking, what take profits, what entries, what stop losses? Let's go into it. Let's find out what we could be using here. And guys, this is a Monday stream, so what I do, I pick apart the charts, I pick apart the altcoins, and I get my positions set up for the week of what I could be looking for. I get my watch list going. And right now, this is looking really, really quite clean for ADA. And the reasoning for this is, guys, obviously we saw the end of the week, very, very, very bullish at the end of last week, and we're just seeing a bit of a correction for that. Obviously, Bitcoin's taking a bit of a tumble. It's actually coming to the upside now a little bit, actually. Good stuff. Yeah, we're seeing a bit of bullish momentum coming for ADA, not for ADA, for Bitcoin. Really nice, actually. We claimed the 21 EMA, claimed the 30-minute volume weighted ATR band. This is very bullish. So yeah, maybe the 55 is going to come up and act as resistance there. But if we can get over a very clean horizontal, which is obviously candle body close from the previous move to the upside, which is around 42,440. Yeah, 42,440. It's overall looking really, really good here for Bitcoin. Looking pretty strong stuff. Okay, pretty happy with that. Maybe we'll get a parallel channel or something along the lines of that. But yeah, back to ADA for a second, guys, because I wanna eye up this position for the week commencing. Okay, because we do have the 4-hour volume weighted ATR band holding us up for support right now. Hopefully, we can get a nice big bounce off that. We haven't really seen it at the moment. There's been a little bit of moves. Okay, there's been a little bit of a move to the upside. Nothing too crazy, couple of percent here and there, but still trying to hold that support still looking fairly strong. Let's get some MAs, let's get some Fibonacci, and let's get some maybe divergences as well. If we can get any sort of data, let's get that data and let's see how successful this trade could be. Okay, so talking entry point for this trade. Okay, entry point, you can see clearly we've got resistance here, very, very strong resistance, 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 resistance. Okay, candle body closes, very important for entries for your positions here, guys. You can see we had a candle body close here at 60 cents. Okay, 60 cents candle body close to the upside after testing this resistance would act as support. Ideally it would. It didn't, so we're not going to be using that as a very congruent point. Okay, we need to basically be moving our resistance or support to the upside now. So we're not getting in until we see a candle body close above this area, because the last candle body close we had below this area just about got absolutely wrecked. Okay, so that's another bit of data that we can be using. Okay, so this is the point that we're looking for, and this is obviously speculatively speaking right now on where we're going to break. If we're going to be breaking down here, we're just going to be using this area as a take profit. Okay, the area that we just plotted in here at 60 cents and 39, we're going to be using that as a take profit point. So because obviously this measure move is going to be a lot lower, etc., etc. Okay, so let's do that actually. Let's do it on that basis for now, because it is looking ever so more likely that we're probably going to do something along the lines of that rather than like that. Okay, so yeah, let's do that and let's adjust our take profits as we go. And you guys know, if you're familiar with the channel, you know how I trade here. You know I like to set as many take profits as possible. I like to set four take profits throughout the move. That's sort of the ideal sort of scenario here, and that basically it keeps you in sort of a risk-free, not completely risk-free, because obviously trading isn't completely risk-free, but it keeps you in sort of a risk-free as trading can be. Okay, so let's go into that a bit more. Okay, so what I'm talking about here is you've got 7.9% on the table that you could potentially earn here, with a potential move for ADA to the upside with this measure move, with this chart pattern looking really, really good. What you want to be doing here, you want to be staggering your take profits as you go up here. So imagine we get in and our entry point is here. Okay, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's get our entry point here. And we're looking for a potential one-to-one risk-reward scenario here for this long position. That's sort of the safest way to go. You get in, your entry point is here. Your first take profit, guys. First take profit would be at 60 cents, 0.005 or 008. We'll go 005, simplicity's sake here, because you can see how many times has this happened. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this range, guys, in this range, we've bounced 6 times. Okay, we've bounced 6 times in this range. So the likelihood when we get a candle body close here to come up and test this resistance, it's so goddamn likely. It's so likely to happen, right? So this is why we have our first take profit at this level of resistance. Now, this is the very important bit, guys. Once we hit our first take profit, what do? We take our stop loss. Put our stop loss at our entry point. Yes, it does minimize our chances of having a really nice, big, long run coming up like that, right? It does minimize our chance for that. But what it does do as well, it makes our risk next to nothing, okay? It makes our risk next to nothing. We've already made money, okay? We've already hit our first take profit. We've already banked, we've already taken 25% of the equity out of our position. Very, very important. 25% of the equity out of our position is gone. It's taken. We've made money on that. In terms of percentage on that, we would have made, it's not as much as what you would like, around 2%. We've made 2% on 25% equity. We've still got 75% of our trade in, waiting to run. Sometimes it does run, and it's really, really good. Most of the time, it doesn't run, guys. It doesn't run. You get probably around halfway, or maybe even a third of the way up, or maybe even 3/4 of the way up, and then you basically get wrecked, okay? So the way to lose money with trading, and what I've found, because I've been doing this like 5 years now, 6 years actually. So yeah, the way you are going to make the most money here is staggering your take profits, stop loss to entry as soon as you hit your first take profit, and then basically letting it run, getting these risk-free trades, and then you'd like, well, whatever, I've already made a bit of money, and then you're risk-free from there, okay? So that's what I would say about this position. But yeah, overall, looking pretty good. Let's get some moving averages in there, and let's see if we can get some idea of what we're looking for. I mean, it's looking pretty good. Just straight off the bat, guys, we've got the 55 EMA, we've got the 21 EMA. Price action channel looking negative to the downside as well. What I want to see here is us come up, find resistance. Okay, remember, find resistance off this top zone. We already have before. We found it twice, maybe 3 times. And I want to find it again. And then I want to come down and I want to test these MAs. want to test these MAs, find support, come up, break. Because then we've got the momentum, okay? We've got the momentum, very, very important in trading. We've got the momentum off the moving averages to the upside. If we can use that in our position as well, it's more likely that we're going to actually see us explode and see this trade come into fruition. Really, really strong stuff. So that's ideally what I want here for ADA. And obviously, of course, we've got the 4-hour volume weighted ATR band. Let's look at that we are using for support. Let's look at the RSI, see what we could be using for our position here. I mean, you can do trend lines on RSI, guys. You can do trend lines. You can do chart patterns as well. So you can see, not the biggest confirmed low in the world right now, but you can see falling wedge, guys. Falling wedges, they tend to usually break to the upside. So on the hourly here, if we're referencing this for our position, and we can get a break at the same time, this is going to be the ideal situation, right? A break at the same time to the upside, break at the same time to the upside. The move is looking pretty strong, okay? So that's a confluence that I would be looking for in terms of price action and with the RSI as well. And the idea here is to get as many confluences as possible telling us the direction of the trade. And then obviously use that safe risk-reward system that I basically taught you guys earlier. That's going to be it from ADA. Let's move on to another coin. I mean, overall, guys, ADA is looking pretty good. And the reasoning for this is obviously we've got this bullish chart pattern, bull flag coming through. We've got lots of levels of support. We've obviously got the momentum from last week. So a lot of people are now hearing and reading the marketing news that came out. And it's looking fairly good overall. Let's on the basis that Bitcoin doesn't absolutely tank it to the floor. Okay, so yeah, that's what I would be saying about ADA. Let's do some more. Let's do Casper for John Bonji. Casper, I'm pretty sure that's on my watch list. No, it should be. It shouldn't be on. No, it's not on this list. It's not on the list. Okay. How it's not on the list, but it's not. Definitely done TA on this before. Casper, USDT. Let's do KuCoin. They'll probably have a nice bit of data on there. Yeah, obviously done TA on it before. So let's get rid of all that TA for a second and let's start again. Let's start fresh. And we're going to start on the daily to look at market structure for Casper and look at where we could be potentially going. Straight away, guys, very interesting. Okay, and the reasoning what I'm saying here is because, the reason why I'm saying this is because, one, we've lost the volume weighted ATR on the 12-hour. Usually we get a better bounce than that. That's very weak, okay? Very weak, and that's a sign that in the next 2 hours, okay, in the next 2 hours, we're likely to see a bit more bullish momentum, okay? If we come up and find support and get a very solid candle body close here, then I would expect a nice move for Casper. So in the next 2 hours and 26, if we see a move to the upside, obviously I know it's turmoil right now because of obviously Bitcoin. This hasn't actually been as reactive as Bitcoin, I'd say. Obviously we've seen a dump to the downside, but not as reactive. So ideally in the next 2 hours and 25 minutes, if you do see a candle body close above the 12-hour, money is there to be taken. Literally free money, okay? So let's jump back to the daily quickly and look at market structure. Straight away you can see we've got higher lows in there. You see the most recent higher low that we can see. Obviously, we did see this massive move to the upside. Higher highs getting broken. This would be higher low if we broke this high, guys. We didn't break the high, so this is not confirmed, okay? Absolutely not confirmed. Sorry if you can hear the dog. Some dogs having a fight outside. Pretty annoying. But hey, is what it is. In terms of bullish market structure, what we're looking for here, this is the higher low. This is the previous confirmed higher low, guys. So if we come down to this zone, even if we come down to 7 cents here for Casper and we bounce, it's still bullish. It's still bullish. It's still absolutely fine. If we lose this zone, God help us all. No, if we lose this zone, then we'd probably like to see some a reversal in the market structure, which would be bearish, okay? Right now, what are we seeing? What are we looking at? How can we be making money off this? What sort of prediction can we be seeing here, guys? Straight away, I'm going to be drawing in. Obviously, we've got horizontals coming in there. Very strong here, guys, for support. You can see where we came down. We tested this area again. Straight on that candle body close, 11 cents here. Very strong stuff here. In terms of chart patterns, I mean, unfortunately, bearish chart pattern is looking like it might play out here. Haven't really got that much going on here for Casper in terms of chart patterns on the macro here. So this, I mean, it doesn't look that great either. It's not really the nicest pattern in the world. It is a bearish chart pattern, guys. It is a descending triangle here. Descending triangles it's kind of like a tin of baked beans. It is what it says on the tin. You can expect downside, okay? And if this is going to happen, guys, we are going to be losing very key levels of support. The key level of support I'm going to be looking for here is 11 cents 49. If we lose that at 11 cents 49 here, I would expect to move to the downside. How low is the question? Okay, how low is the question? Let's go into it. Okay, first point of reactive test would be this area, because you can see here previously, after seeing move to the upside, we got the candle body close, we saw a move down. This is the level of support that we formed, and that was at 11,158. Okay, so even if we do break this descending triangle at 11,158 is going to be, I probably wouldn't get in until we see a candle body close below that. Okay, so let's talk shorts. Okay, let's talk about shorting this asset. Okay, I'm not going to be biased and favorable to bullish and bearish stuff coming through. Let's talk shorts, okay? Because we can make money with shorts. It's still absolutely fine. But one point I do want to go into is this filthy, disgusting level of support coming through from here, right? Very, very important that we hold that zone, okay, guys? So let's talk shorts. Let's talk how much this is going to be worth. It's going to be around 30%, okay? It's going to be worth around 30% there, guys, to the downside. Pretty rough, okay? Pretty rough forecast, but if that does happen again, it's still absolutely fine, because you can see this is still bullish market structure for this asset here at around 7 cents 935. If we do get this short coming through, I don't think it's going to come all the way down. And let's go into certain TPs that we can be looking for this asset. Okay, first, straight away, you can see massive level of resistance at that point, so we're going to be using that as support. Again, guys, these bad boys, volume weighted ATR band on the daily, volume weighted ATR band on the 4 hour as well. These are colliding with each other. The likelihood of us finding support of them is very, 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 very strong. Again, with the 55 EMA as well, they're holding us up. So if we are going to be shorting this would be the move, really. It's going to be worth around 6%. It's kind of a free fall zone, because you can see we pumped up in this area. So I'm actually going to be going back in market history now, and I'm going to be looking to see where we have support and resistance from this area. If we've got... No, we haven't got the data. Great. No data. Good stuff. Get Telegram Premium. I don't get the data. Maybe it's on another chart. Do I want to switch over? I could. Is it a fairly new coin? I don't think it is. Don't think it is. It's been around for a minute. Mexi is usually one to upload it first. No, maybe we're all-time highs then. Yeah, let me know, John, in the chat whether we're all-time highs for Casper. Obviously in the market structure, not right now. But yeah, I'm intrigued to know, because if we are, then it's I think there's a few Caspers knocking around, and I think I remember the red logo Casper as well. I think that might be a C. And then you've got Casta. Yeah, so there's a few knocking around. So I'm probably getting a bit confused there, John. But let me know whether this is a new coin, and if so, then this is a free fall basically short position that we really could be taking advantage of, and that's going to be worth around 6.5% there. Very, very, very strong stuff. And if you are just joining us, guys, make sure you drop an altcoin in the chat, and I will be doing some TA on that, and let's find some positions that we could be basically entering throughout the week. Good stuff. Because this short on Casper is looking pretty good. If we break this low, obviously this is on the basis that it absolutely tanks it. In terms of a micro scalp for this asset. Micro scalp for this asset. I mean, straight away, we've got falling wedge or parallel channel. You decide. Let's have a little look. Okay, so yeah, we do have, I mean, a parallel channel is prominent here, and a parallel channel tends to usually break to the upside. But what I would sort of be eyeing up instead would be probably a falling wedge, guys. Yeah, I like the idea of this more. You've got a lot more touches in terms of support. It is all-time high at 15 cents. Ah, right, okay. So yeah, back to that long position for a second. Sorry, that short position for a second. Basically referencing that free fall zone, guys, that we did see this point coming through from here. We can use lower term timeframes for levels of support and resistance, and one would clearly be there, because you can see resistance multiple times, support being tested multiple times. But there's not that much data in this area, so there is free fall zones in this area that we can be taking advantage of, right? We can really be taking advantage of if we do see the this asset and this short position actually come into fruition there, and that is worth around 6.3%. Yeah, 6.4%. Really, really good stuff. So, yeah, confirmation to be looking out for there is going to be basically breaking this level of support at around 11.11. Well, 11.15, right? That's sort of what I would be looking for. In terms of like a short-term scalp for Casper, falling wedge, guys. Falling wedges tend to usually break to the upside. Obviously, horrifically bearish right now. There is resistance to be had from this area. We're breaking lows in terms of this micro market structure. So if you were itching for a trade, I probably would say downside is on the cards from this area because we've lost the volume weighted ATR on the 12-hour. I might actually bring in the CW bands. Yeah, resistance point very, very strong there as well. CW bands. Okay, guys, this is interesting. Okay, so you can see we've got this this really transparent line coming through, right? It does change, guys. It does change, and it's a lagging indicator from this point, so it does line up really, really nicely with the support and resistance here. But it's a lagging indicator at the start, okay? So it does move, okay? So we can't be using it as exact sort of confirmation, but we can use as a guide, okay? So the guide that I would be looking for here, and I have done a lot of testing on this indicator to see the most profitable way that we can be using it, and it is when it is live, okay, when it is transparent like this, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, this green line, when it is transparent like this, when we come up, we've obviously tested it. When we break the resistance, and then we break a level of resistance to the upside and get that strong candle body close on the hourly, after testing these two things together, the success rate is really high for a move to the upside. It really is. I mean, I think on Bitcoin it was like 80%. It has the continuation of the move. So if we are going to be using that as a reference, we could be looking at around a 1% move for the CW bands to the upside here, okay? I think that is a free indicator, guys. I think I published that free, so you can go get that CW band. Just search it in your indicator section on TradingView. Good stuff. Have a little play with the settings. Really, really good. And yeah, worth around 1.18%. Pretty good stuff if you were looking for a nice little scalp for Casper. Obviously, there's a few other things at play there. But yeah, just off the bat, that's sort of what I would be looking for if you can get that support, just using the CW bands indicator for a reference there. Now, talking altcoins, guys, let me know if you've got any more altcoins in the chat, and I will get to them. We've just hit an hour and 6 minutes, so I won't be here for too much longer, as I do have multiple altcoin updates to be recording today. Let's have a look at Injective, okay, Injective, because this asset is is doing a madness, if you will, guys. This asset is absolutely going crazy right now, and considering obviously Bitcoin and crypto is essentially in the toilet today to start the week. It's been pretty rough, right? What are we looking at? We're looking at all-time highs. Okay, we're looking at all-time highs for this asset. It's very, very, very bullish. Fundamentally, guys, it's a layer 1 blockchain. It's really, really, really strong there. It shows so much strength when crypto is essentially crashing, and you've got a layer 1 blockchain coin that's, I think, 40th in the race. Let me have a look. I'm on the crypto community. Let's have a little look here on CoinMarketCap, guys. If you scroll down, I think we're, yeah, Injective 41, okay, 41, up 15% in the last 24 hours. Compared to a lot of the other assets, guys, they're up like 2% or 1% or down 6%, 5-6%. So you can see for an asset to be doing that, very, very strong, okay? So you've got ones that are really screaming out. You've got TIA coming through. You've got BitTorrent, did videos on this last week, guys. And also you've got SNX as well. Very, very strong altcoins that are really going to start throwing their weight around in the next run, okay, in which we're seeing already. So Injective right now is doing that. We're seeing all-time highs, and if we're referencing market caps for layer 1 blockchains here, we can see 1.8 billion there, guys. To get to 2x this asset, so for that to be worth $42 a coin, we only need 3.6 billion, and that would put us around this area, okay, around this area, not even, probably just above Monero there, and not even in the likes of SHIB and Doge, okay, so we've got a lot of room for growth there, especially for this layer 1 blockchain. So if you were looking for a recommendation for a coin that I'm favoring right now, it's this Injective protocol. No, it's Injective network or Injective protocol, it's one of them, but yeah, it's really, really good, okay, really, really good coin, and I'm long on this bad boy, okay. Good stuff, good stuff. I do think we're going to see some really, really strong highs get hit, considering the recovery from this asset, okay? Moving on to what else? What else? Should we look at Matic? Bit of Polygon. Poly. See what we're looking at here, guys. See what we are looking at here. I'm not sure what that's from. Not sure at all. Whatever it is, it's not good. I didn't enter it though. Good stuff. So I always just draw all over my charts. Yeah, let's look at Matic, guys, because you can see, obviously, market structure looking really, really strong. Really, really bullish here. You can see higher lows. The most recent higher low is still down at 60 cents. Such a problem. It really is. It's such a problem because... Oh, no. No, yeah. It's down to 60 cents, guys. This is the high low that we're looking for here. Really, really, really bad. And we're seeing this for a lot of assets right now. We need to be setting these higher lows. We need to be breaking these highs for the market structure to be solid. Otherwise, we're leaving like so much room for downside here. There's so much room for downside, and that's not really what we're looking at here. I see Ali in the chat there saying, hello, G2, yes. So G2O. Let's have a look at G2O for Ali. And just after Matic, right? I would say this asset is bullish, guys. It is bullish. It's looking really, really good. Yes, we had tested this high low here in terms of a level of support, but I said this previously last week. I wouldn't say this is strictly valid, just because you can see this dump happening as this support is forming. And you can see we tested this area very, very strongly as well. So this is a very strong level of support, and we have seen a lot of upside from that. So in order for us to break this low, to confirm this market structure lower high, okay, this would be a lower high market structure if we break this low, okay? So in terms of bearish momentum, reversal of the trend, I don't think that is going to be happening right now for Matic unless we lose, yeah, unless we lose 71. Yeah, 71 cents for Matic. That's what I would be saying about Matic. Let's look at J2O there for Ali, yeah. J2O. Those are fruit drinks we used to drink, J2Os. And then I'm going to be calling it a day. Pretty tired, man. Pretty tired. Yeah, I do appreciate you guys watching, and I am back Monday and Friday. Good stuff. J2O straight off the bat. I mean, I would say parallel channel. Parallel channels tend to usually break to the upside. Let's get a confirmation that parallel channel actually still copy and paste, not just a freehand. Yep, not a parallel channel. Falling wedge. Thought it was. Falling wedges tend to usually break to the upside again. So if we are looking for a move, it's not going to be that big. Probably looking at something along the lines of this. Is it going to be worth a lot? Not that much. Probably worth around 10%. So yeah, quite a lot actually. Looking pretty good. Don't know anything about this asset. Don't know any fundamentals. Don't know where it is. Probably just a promotion from Ali in the chat there. But I probably should check it out. It's been launched since start of December. Yeah, only about less than a week old, right? So yeah, fairly bullish actually in terms of market structure. Not looking bad. Okay, it's not looking bad at all. Really is not looking bad. That's higher low. This is obviously higher low. Not going to be including this first candle here for market structure. That's a significant pullback with a break of the high. Yep, higher low there as well. We've actually broke this higher low, guys. Unfortunately, that means reversal. Okay, unfortunately, we're likely to see resistance from this area at 3113 and reversal coming down to this low, and that would mean that this is going to be the yeah, this is lower high. Yep, we're in a bearish trend right now on the micro for this asset, so I would say this is a lower high, and we're likely to see downwards momentum from this point. Okay, when we see a nice move to the upside from this point here, it's going to be good, but we'd like to see rejection and then support being formed here. If we break this low again, we're going to have another confirmed lower high here, and that means basically downside is on the cards. If we see a breakout and we see this lower high get invalidated, and what I mean by that, guys, is essentially the test of the resistance here. If we can break that to the upside, then obviously we're going to see a reversal in the trend overall. Good stuff. That's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I will be back later today for some altcoin videos, and also I will be back Friday with a Friday stream to summarize the week for crypto. Thank you ever so much for watching. Do appreciate it. But for now,